Hey everybody, how's it going? It is Matt and it is Terrifying Tuesday. Yes, 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 folks. First and foremost, I do hope each and every one of you are having a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life is too short as is. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing each and every one of you every Monday through Friday, permitting my schedule, and of course, holidays. And then also, please do me a huge, huge favor and check out the description box for more information on the daily film, such as your brief synopsis, their starring cast, the runtime of the cut I am watching, along with the director and MPAA rating if there is one that exists, some trivia if there's anything worthwhile of mentioning, and then last but not least, a link for a trailer of the movie itself or a link for a scene from it. It is extremely rare when I do not have a trailer, a link for a trailer, so do keep that in mind for when you look in the information box for more. That's all I can say. Now that I got that out of the way, let's get on to the film of the day. Yes, this one is a fun one. It came out back in 1994. It is 36 years old now, no, not 36. It is 26 years old. Matthew is none other than Body Melt. Yes, folks, this is a great fun one. This one is from Scorpion Films. I do not have that sweet newer Blu-ray from Vinegar Syndrome. I believe it's a couple years old now, but I do not have that one yet. But I will eventually upgrade because this one is worth the double dip in my opinion. It is a very fun Ozploitation flick. As far as special features go on this one here, you got the Katarina's movie night. What is it? Katarina's Nightmare Theater. That's what it is. You have the opening and ending sequences with her. There is a trailer original trailer for Body Melt, and then there's links for other trailers like Day of the Animals, Grizzly, Survivor, and then there was one other one. I can't remember what the fourth one was, but it does have a very, very, very small tidbit of special features going on for it. So keep that in mind if you're wanting a copy that is bare bones. Go with this one. You might save a few bucks. I'm not sure. This one might be cheaper than the DVD. I'm not 100%. Or the Blu-ray, I mean. This DVD is probably cheaper, I'm guessing. Now, as far as everything goes on a reversible artwork goes, it's the same artwork as the front here, except for, it's got the Katarina's Nightmare Theater stamp on it. That's the only real difference. And then she's on the back of it. Otherwise, she is not on the artwork on the other side, the flip side there. So keep that in mind. If you're a true purist like me, you'll probably go with just this side of the artwork as is. Now, it is a standard issue pressed DVD, just to let you know. There is no DVD-R going on here. Which you shouldn't be getting DVD-Rs from Scorpion. They're always pressed, factory pressed, which is always nice. Now that I got all of that stuff out of the way, let's move on to the other specs of the movie. Like I said, this was made in 1994. This one runs at an hour and 22 minutes. I imagine this one has definitely run into some cuts along the way, just because it definitely has a lot of crazy like body horror type stuff going on here. So I can really see some places that probably would have been cut as far as the film goes itself. And then who do we got in here? We got Gerard Kennedy, we got Andrew Daddo, Ian Smith, Vince Gill, who's always amazing in everything he's in. You should know him most as the toe cutter he's the Knight Rider. He's the toe cutter. I can't remember. Either way, he's in the first Mad Max movie, and then I believe he's in the Mad Max Fury Road movie as well. Either way, he's got a great performance in here. I've seen him in a couple other things, but those are this and that are the most notable things that I remember him from. And then we also got Regina Gaigalas, yeah, I'm sorry if I prefer murder in that one. And then this is directed by Philip Brophy, just to let you know on that end. As far as what is it about, it's about this town named Homesville. It is one of those very stereotypical suburbanite type scenarios where they got the little cul-de-sacs on every road and little housing developments to go along with them. It's very, very prototype, stereotype, by the book, like what it would look like in a suburban setting. So you got all these people that are in this setting. They're being given this free vitamin called let me double check. I had it earlier in my brain. It is Vi- Vimuville. Vimuville is what it's called. It is a dietary supplement, as they are marketing it as, and they are giving it to these people of Homesville for free. So they are all very health conscious type, health nut type people at this point. Um, uh, like there's a guy that you see him constantly jogging. He's got his little pedometer, whatever thing on, for whatever they had for 1994. He had his little workout shorts on and his shirt, and he's constantly like moving on the workout, standing still and running and things like that, checking the old pulse and being a real health conscious person, to the point to where he is taking these vitamins, these health supplements, religiously, and not missing a beat on taking them when they're due. Kind of like how most vitamin dietary regimens go. He's very diligent with it. And then you got who else do you get? You got a couple that have a child on the way. There's a very nasty scene that involves her exploding and the fetus, whatever the body melt type fetus thingy it is. Because it lives inside of you. It comes out through your orifices, most notably your mouth. It will rip out of whatever holes that it decides to make. Like with her, her stomach would keep growing, and so she stabs it, and it essentially it blows everything all over the place, kills her and the baby automatically. And as this is happening, the husband is standing there at the door, like, "No, stop! Don't do it!" As she does it, and then the whatever the creature is that lives inside decides it's going to go and kill the man, and goes down his throat hole and chokes him to death, asphyxiates him, and he has just kind of a wonky death, in my opinion. It's probably it's not a bad sequence, but it's one of those sequences where it's just like, what? Really? That's the route you went? Um, but there's four little stories going on here. Like I said, you got this story in Holmesville, where you get to see most of the where your basic setup in your home base, essentially, where everything is revolving around of is this cul-de-sac, where you got, like I said, there's the couple with the baby, there's the guy who has a son, wife, and a mother, a wife, a son, and a daughter, and the guy that's the health nut. There's a guy that's single on the block that gets constant harassment, like he's gay or whatnot. Shows that the how to out of tune the PC culture was back in 1994, especially in Australia. It was not a thing. The 90s were a different era, that is for sure. PC culture it didn't start existing, until the late end of the 90s, and it became weird times. You had some interesting things going on, but either way, it shows that it's out of touch with the times on that. And then there's what else is there? I think that's about it. Oh, there's this other family, where the two kids, the one son, and I'm guessing it's a friend, or maybe because they both have different last names. But either way, the parents are gone. They'll be back in a fortnight, as one of the young lads says, and they are on their way to this health ranch where they're going to be paid to help attend all these health nuts, and in the meanwhile they'll get to hang out with some hot babes, and get paid doing it, and not to mention they'll they'll be in good shape on top of it. So it's a win-win-win scenario for as far as how they are looking at things. Which their whole segment is very interesting, because as they are on their way there, they stop at this place. Wait, before I get there, the way you're introduced to them is the very beginning. You have this guy who's been drugged by the main female of the main lead for the villains on the for as far as the Vimuville side goes. She's drugged up this guy with enough to kill whoever I forget how many people she says, but either way, he is a scientist who has decided to cross over to the good side, and he's going to warn these people in this cul-de-sac. In turn, he wrecks into their car. So that's how those guys are introduced, and they're introduced by the police and things like that. It's funny. It shouldn't be funny, but it has an extremely dark wit to it. It is very, very witty and clever in ways with its comedic sources. But they're fast forward it back to where I was at. They were going to this ranch where they end up having to stop at this place where they think they are heading in the right path. They stop to get a new windshield put in, or as they say, a windscreen there. The people there are just happen to be the one guy's name is, I forget what exactly his name is. It's like Pud or something like that. But he is one of the creators of this Vimuville drug. So it's just by basic I don't know, coincidence that they make it there. But they are treated to some very interesting characters. There's these two sons. One of them is a mute kind of. He just makes like grunting noises, and he does this really high pitched scream that's so loud that you really can't hear it. As he goes and he kills a kangaroo, I believe is what it was. It's either a kangaroo or a deer. Either way, they go down and they rip out its adrenal glands and eat it. That shows the type of people that they are. In the meanwhile, they get split up again. The two boys. The other boy is off with one of the girls that is from this little caravan of people. Basically, it's like a little family. Very, very ugly, 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 ugly people. I hate to be mean on that aspect, but they're meant to be. But she decides she's going to jam a pole in this dude's crotch. It is cringy and it is funny in the same sense. And then she jumps onto him and starts chowing on him. And then the other guy is trying to get away. That is pretty much their segment, said and done. There's a whole nother segment with where these bodybuilder types are wanting more drugs. One of them wants to have sex with his girlfriend, and he has a very uh, um, insatiable appetite for sex. He just wants her, and at one point, she leaves. Oh, I'm going to go get some breakfast down at whatever she says. You should come on down. In turn, his boner blows up. It's kind of funny. There's all kinds of weird little wonky things like that are going on. There's four little basically what they wanted to make was an anthology film. They couldn't get the fundage for it, and so they made this film that runs at what is it? What did I say? 84 minutes, something like that. 82 minutes, excuse me. It runs at an hour and 22 minutes, but they got this movie that runs in that. Very very fun little ride. I'm not going to lie. I don't really have anything too bad to say for it, other than there are parts where it does get a pinch dull. I'm not going to lie. The humor is a little up and down in places. There's certain segments that work better than the others. My favorite is the segment with the two guys that think they're going to the health ranch to get some work. That one's my favorite out of the entire movie. Hence why I remember that one the most. Hence why I also use that one as my review. But either way, let's move on to the technical side of things on my review. I'm going to say this is probably a 3 out of 5, middle of the road when it comes as a technical ability. It could have been 4 if they would have stayed on certain paths. If they would have stuck with more of the mutant family, I think that would have been a better idea, because there was so many layers going on there. You could have built a whole movie just around them alone, which is what I wished the whole movie was about. It was just them. Unfortunately, you have some of these dull sequences in between everything that's going on there. Now, as far as an entertainment side goes, this thing's probably a 3 out of 5. This is like a 5 or a 6 out of 10 kind of movie. It's average to a pinch above average, in my opinion. It could be much, much, much better, but it could also be way worse. It is definitely one of those Ozploitation flicks I do highly recommend. There are other ones I recommend above this, like Patrick is a great one, which I'll be reviewing. Patrick Still Lives, hopefully sometime next week, I'm thinking. But there's a bunch of other stuff, like there's Next of Kin, which I think is absolutely dreadful. I'll eventually review that one, but I'm in no rush because I hate that movie. All right, guys, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm not 100% exactly what I'm going to be doing. I think I'm going to be doing a Fulci movie. And then Thursday, I'll be doing a Robert Englund flick. And then Friday, like I said yesterday, I will be doing a new Dakota Ray flick. So this week I have pretty much planned out for you guys. So do tune in each and every day to see what I'm blabbering on and on and on about. All right, love your faces.